everybody, and happy Wednesday. You are watching, oh God, my notes. Messing it up already. Happy Wednesday. You are watching Movie Couple Live. Welcome
Yay!
to our live stream where we talk about the latest in movie news and pop culture. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And today's live stream, we are talking about Avatar The Last Airbender creators exiting the live action series.
Jared Leto is going to star in the new TRON movie.
Shia LeBeouf in the MCU.
And more.
And before we get started, of course, hello to our movie bunch. Hello, everyone. Whether you're tuning in for the first time or the 50th time, I don't think we've done 50 live streams.
No,
well,
I don't think. No. I think it's probably closer to like 25,
okay.
maybe.
50 milestone. So before we get started, of course, some announcements, and I'm already seeing in the comment section. So I was gonna save it towards the end of the show because I'm not sure how well I'm gonna hold it together, but I am gonna say that I am gonna be strong, yeah. And we're gonna just talk about it up top because we want to dedicate this episode to Falcor. As you guys know, Falcor. Oh man.
Yeah, Falcor. We had to. Falcor did pass away on Monday. He had been going through a lot of health issues, and for the last week, we kind of knew it was coming. So he was at the vets for a while, and finally the doctor said he is not getting better, even with the best care. So we were there with him for his last moments, and so we would like to dedicate this live stream to Falcor,
and all the rest
for us to be able to get through it. We wanted to just quickly address this up front and then see if we can plow forward.
We can
with this.
We can and we will.
Dedication of Falcor today.
Yes. Everything is dedicated to Falcor. So with Falcor, you know, he obviously he's not a young dog. He was
really old.
Not really old, but he was getting up there. And in dog years, it's I don't know how long, like some dogs live to be 16, some dogs don't make it that far. But with Falcor, he had not just one but a few existing health conditions that
from day one.
Yeah, from the day we adopted him, he was actually like had to take like I think like 1 or 2 months of recovery before he was like adoptable. And then when we adopted him, and so there, without diving into all of his medical history, he did have a lot of health issues that we were aware of and that we were actively giving him treatments and taking care of along with the vet. There's been just countless visits to the vet through his entire life with us and even before. So we've been treating it for a long time, and I think both us and I started to notice maybe just a few months prior.
I think when we really were like, okay, this is the beginning of the end, was probably about 2-3 weeks ago. Well, and when we were kind of like, oh,
I personally
when he really stopped eating.
Yes, but I personally just disagree with that timeline. I think for me, I think I started to see it
a lot more,
a lot earlier. And he, that like Dustin said, it got to the point where he wasn't interested in food, and Falcor was always interested in food. And that's when we knew, and we always knew that when he was diagnosed with a certain health condition, we always knew that the day would come probably sooner than later. And I think Falcor, being as strong of a little dog as he is, really, dogs are very good at hiding their pain. So I think as pet owners, you have to really make sure you are watching your dogs, and you know your dogs, and you're looking out for warning signs, in which we saw, in which it's just like literally, like, I mean, with me as a dog parent though, literally anything Falcor does, I will like drive him to the emergency vet if I have to. And same thing with Nabi. Like we did it earlier this year, and like it's just like there he can have just like a little sticker thorn thingy like stuck in just the fur, just not even embedded in his skin, just like, and he's like, and I'm like, what's wrong? We gotta go to the vet right now. And Dustin's like, it's just a sticker. And I'm just like, so that's always been I'm just like that high stress, like, what happened? You sneeze, what happened? Are you sick? What's wrong? We want to thank everybody who reached out, whether it was personally through text messages, phone calls, and emails, or through our various social media accounts to
Facebook, Instagram.
We read all of them. We saw all of them. We didn't reply to every single one of them. It's really hard, and it's also was hard on Monday to do it without crying. So we miss him a ton, and we will remember him forever, and we're just so happy that we got to have Falcor in our lives. And I think that's really the best part. And Sorry, I'm not reading through the comments because I think they'll make me cry. So we let's jump into announcements and then let's jump into Chris's choice.
I think that's a great idea.
And thank
On
you
with the show.
Yes, and thank you everybody again for your well wishes, and for those of you who got to see Falcor, then you know what a cool dog.
Yeah,
he really was. Okay, so announcements today. So not a lot. We just want to let you know that we have a ton of trailer reactions that are up on the channel. We did a trailer reaction to and we said this last week too, but now they're actually up so you can go see it. Judas and the Black Messiah. I'm thinking of Ending Things Stunt Women, that was recommended by Debbie, who is one of our movie bunch. It's so good.
It's so cool. And I have to admit, I'm thinking about Ending Things looks just like very weird kind of.
It's a mind F.
Yeah,
for sure. True. It gave me, and maybe because Toni Collette's like a part of it, but it seriously gave me like a little bit of Hereditary vibe without how horrifying. Well, I mean, I don't know, I haven't seen the film, but like Hereditary was horrifying. And watching it, I watched it on the plane.
You watched it. I didn't watch it.
I don't know why you would pick it.
No.
So we were on our way to Taiwan, and you know how a movie like screens on airplanes, you know, it's really small. You're obviously right next. It's like everything is open. So I thought, okay, like, you know, and the hum of the airplane was so loud, and I thought, okay, maybe I won't be able to like completely immerse myself. Sure,
that's the word.
In the movie, and maybe I won't be as freaked out. And I remember halfway through, and I was just like, my legs were like up like this, and I was like, what? So that's a movie that I really, really loved, and I highly recommend. But I will not watch it ever again. I will not watch it ever again. The images have nope, they're coming back. Okay. So anyways, I'm thinking of Ending Things Stunt Women. We also did one for Robin's Wish, and that's a documentary based on Robin Williams and his final days. It's got like his wife and talking about what he was experiencing in his final days with the mental illness that he was battling. There was one more, wasn't it? We did 5.
Maybe. Oh yeah, something for Patreon.
Oh, right. There was a Ryan Reynolds cut of the Green Lantern trailer that is available for all of our Patreons to watch. Other announcements, you guys, we have a Discord group. Woo-hoo! Yay! So yeah, last week we did a little poll, and we wanted to know, to kind of give us even more of a feeling of community, and instead of all of us just gathering every Wednesday and Saturday to discuss, we decided that to open up and see if you guys would rather a Facebook group or a Discord group. And the poll was largely in favor of Discord. So I'm actually going to put it in the chat because I actually was building it. Nope, that's not it. Hold on.
Almost got it.
Sorry. I don't know how to edit it. Yeah. Invite people.
Aha!
There
we go.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Technology can be fun, kids.
Okay, so the link is going to be in the chat, and I'll probably put it in the community tab as well. So it's super new. I literally just like whipped it together really, really fast. So I there's still like, you know, channels and stuff that I want to add. And of course, because it's a community-based app, group, whatever it may be. What does that sound? It's probably Discord.
Oh, everyone. Okay, what's going on?
You see what we used to do with Falcor? What is that sound? What is it? Just 0 to 60 real fast. If there's any topics or channels that you would like us to see, go ahead and drop that in like the general, and we'll take your suggestions and let me know what else you would like. So thank you guys so much for joining. Yay!
Thanks, guys.
And we can chat whenever now. Yeah. Let's see. Cool.
All right. Cool. So now that we've got our generic announcements out of the way, our general greetings and
Chris's
announcements.
Choice?
Yeah, let's dive into Chris's choice.
Thank you so much, Chris. We have a couple. Hold on. Let's go to Chris's choice first. All right, Chris's choice today. In loving memory of your beloved Falcor, what are some of our favorite movies about dogs? Mine are Bolt, A Dog's Purpose, and A Dog's Journey. About dogs?
Okay, well, actually, I've got 2. My favorite one, anytime you think of animals, if you're talking about like live action animals, one is called Milo and Otis that came out many
with the cat and the dog, right?
Yeah, and the cat and a pug who are super cool friends, and then they like go on. But then the one that I always think of is with Michael J. Fox, and it was Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound.
Turkey. And I loved that movie. I probably watched it 100 times when I was a kid. And it's always great to see those old-fashioned live action animal movies, the one that have like the humans are really the supporting characters.
Yeah.
And you have more footage and pretty much in many scenes footage of only animals in there. And I thought those are probably two of my favorite live action animal movies.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I don't even think I remember seeing that movie.
Homeward Bound or
oh no, I've definitely seen Homeward Bound. Otis and
Milo and Otis.
Thank you.
That is a really obscure movie. The only reason why I really
feel
remember
like I knew it, but I don't know if I don't remember if I watched it. Would I remember if I watched it? Maybe.
Probably not.
Oh.
It was one of those, when animal movies were a big deal and selling left and right. It was one of the more obscure ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, for some reason, it was a movie that I saw when I was young. I loved it. We got it on VHS and I watched it a lot.
Speaking of movies we watched when we were young, this movie, Nadia, quit that. What are you doing?
She's just 9 on her leg.
Give her a bath. I would say, and I think I saw this on VHS as well. I don't think I saw it in theaters. All Dogs Appropriately. All dogs go to heaven, and I know
Charlie.
There's more than one. Yeah, I used to think I know the dog's name is Charlie, but I always thought, because I watched it before I completely understood English like fluently, so I always thought that instead of saying Charlie, she was saying Charlie.
So yeah, when I first met Wendy, and we actually because I have a copy of All Dogs Go to Heaven, she was going Charlie, and I was going, what?
Charlie.
She's like, I know that's not his name. But
Charlie.
Yeah, so there are a lot of good ones. And yeah, and if you're talking about animated, then there's just a ton of them out there. From Zootopia, from Oliver and Company.
Oliver and Company is good. Lady and the Tramp.
Lady and the Tramp.
A classic.
And I have to admit, the live action Lady and the Tramp that's on Disney Plus was decent.
Yep.
I enjoyed it very much. And I was like, this is very heartwarming. And the little changes that they made were very appropriate.
Yes.
So I think that's also a good movie to put up there.
Yeah. And a couple of you guys, I love some of the suggestions here. 101 Dalmatian, Beethoven, 8 Below.
Beethoven. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My dog Skip.
When it comes to dog and especially dog movies, because they still make them.
Oh, Frankenweenie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I like
that one was really cute.
Yeah. Oh, really, 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 really great. That's a very appropriate question, Chris. Thank you so much for today's Chris's Choice. Woo! And I believe there was another super chat somewhere up here from Brian Garson. My safe word is cranberry juice. I mean, that's actually a good safe word.
Yeah, no, because you can't, it stands out.
Yeah,
really
cranberry juice. It's like full stop. Like,
you almost need it's one of those, you should have the guy with the movie voice say that, my safe word is cranberry juice. I don't do a very good movie.
Oh my God. Maybe a deeper register.
And maybe with a little bit of a British accent on there. My safe word is cranberry juice.
I feel like you need that dramatic zoom. Cranberry juice. All right, I don't know where that voice came from. Thank you so much, you guys, for your super chats today. So let's go ahead and dive into our news flash segment. Okay, so in today's news flash, we're going to go over a few topics, see which one stands out to us. I'm just going to go ahead and read them off. Shia LeBeouf for MCU. There's the last blockbuster in Oregon, I believe Bend, Oregon, and it's been being turned into an Airbnb. Fresh Prince of the BelAir to be rebooted, but as a drama, and the DC layoffs. Any of these pieces of news stand out to you, Dustin?
Well, seeing how I used to work at Blockbuster for a while, I'm still actually kind of surprised that the last Blockbuster has held out this long.
Yes.
I have to admit that is some staying power and some dedication kind of a thing. But it's time to go the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
And
way of the dodo.
The way of the dodo. And I'm kind of like, it's time for it to move along. And it's sentimental, but I mean, even if there was a Blockbuster around, I probably would not go to it.
I mean, I love that they really held on strong, and the owner, according to the article on CNN Travel, literally put a lot of thought into it. There's merchandising that you can buy. You can even buy like your own little like laminated membership card. Remember those?
Yeah.
And there's like keychains, beanies. There's like apparel. What's cool is that you can stay for like the night, and you're in the store. You're actually in the store, so you kind of walk in. I remember like
So
you know, you
weird.
can kind of go in. There's always the two entrances. You go from the right, which is like so smart because you expedite the whole, and you're like fresh new releases to all the way to like some of the older obscure stuff, and they have the middle aisles, and then you have like the bins, and then of course they have the saran wrapped like snacks that are like saran wrapped together like a Coke bottle and like
and a bucket of like those popcorn. Makes me
Yeah.
want some popcorn now.
So like I think that's kind of like the fun and nostalgic way to kind of celebrate, you know, with your if you're a couple and you love movies, if you're a bunch of friends that love movies, and you go and you just kind of, and you remember Blockbuster, and you know, so I think for people who were born like maybe in the 80s or older, who really grew up with Blockbuster, that's like a nice fun thing to do.
Yeah, but obviously this is only going to take them so far until it's finally going to be like, well, the nostalgia of Blockbuster no longer really exists.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's a cute thing, just to kind of bring up and mention and kind of quickly talk about. However, the one that really sticks in my head is the fact that they're going to be adding Shia LaBeouf to the, or they might.
Well, this is with the caveat, this is not been confirmed by anybody at Marvel, at Disney, at wherever. This is, so we'll say this is, we'll call it for the purpose of discussing this news, we'll call it a rumor. So this is allegedly, and this was originated from We Got This Covered. And so let me just go ahead and read the website. So according to their source, and they're saying that this is the same source that told them that a She-Hulk show was coming to Disney Plus, and they're saying that Shia LaBeouf was to be amongst the top contender to play the MCU's Moon Knight. And then there's some other news that came about with the updates, and now he's not viewed as one of the top choices anymore, but he's still being eyed to be a part of the MCU. And in this article specifically, they're saying that if the two sides can agree to a deal, then the idea of Shia playing one of the X-Men is a hugely exciting prospect. And signing on as a secondary character like Iceman could also take the pressure off of his notoriously volatile shoulders and present the opportunity to expand his role in future films if all goes well. So again, we like to stress that this has not been confirmed by anybody at Marvel, anybody at Disney. This is strictly, we'll say it's rumor until it is confirmed, right?
Yeah, very true. But and honestly, that is something that did concern me. You know, Shia LaBeouf is infamous for his on-set or his how difficult he is to work with. Now, that might have changed because
you need to watch Honey Boy.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that he did an amazing job in that. Good.
Yeah, I saw that at TIFF. It's excellent.
But you know, I mean, I think he might be better to be kind of like what the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix. What Joaquin Phoenix was. I think you can have him in a one-off, because I don't know how good he would be to have around for like in
a series.
Constantly.
It's a lot of work, and
but Moon Knight fits him.
Yeah, Moon Knight I think would fit him. So let's just like fan theory for a second, right? Let's just say like he is being, you know, we know this is a rumor, but let's just say he is like, who aside from Moon Knight, is there another character that you would like to see him play?
I would have to look. I would have to really think about it, because
I think a more obscure, fun character for him, something that someone that he can like dig into and have fun.
But Moon Knight, I think, would be. I mean, now that you mention it, I'm kind of like, no, Moon Knight's a pretty good fit.
Yeah,
I think you kind of have to give Shia LaBeouf a kind of a weird character for him to kind of really sink his teeth into, because he does that method kind of acting very well.
And Debbie has a great suggestion for another film that Shia LaBeouf was in, The Peanut Butter Falcon, which we also have here at home. And both films, Honey Boy and Peanut Butter Falcon, are really, 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 really good. So we will definitely watch. So interesting. Jonathan is saying that he would like to see Shia as Professor X, which could be an interesting take.
It would be an interesting
on depending on what timeline they put, you know, with Professor X. I don't think there is any other. Oh, I like this comment from Justin. My first choice for Moon Knight will probably always be Rami Malek.
Oh,
Mr. Robot.
Okay, That he kind of fits into that
I can see
category
that too.
too.
That said, I do like the Shia choice a lot if it's true at all. And of course, we will see if it's true. Then we'll get a big announcements from Disney and Marvel. If it's not true, then well, then it's just then it's just not true. Another topic, and I do want to touch on. I really want to dive into the Fresh Prince thing, but I do want to. I do want to dive into the DC layoff just a little bit because it's just so heartbreaking, especially in this pandemic. Basically, like a third of, let me see if I can get this right. I think it was like a third of like their editorial.
That's
1/3 of their
nuts.
editorial ranks were being laid off, and that even includes the editor in chief.
And this is DC Comics.
Okay. Yeah, and it's just like it's just really terrible news for anybody who's been working. A lot of talented people now don't have jobs in this pandemic, and it's like what can you do? And I know they're not the first people to experience this, and unfortunately they won't be the last. There's just been a lot of layoffs. We've personally experienced this as well, so it's just been really tough, and our hearts goes out to everybody at DC. Let's hope, hire them, people. They're very talented people there.
Yep.
Hire them. Yeah, if you can, hire them. And were you a little resistant on the Fresh Prince thing?
Oh no. Okay. Well, no, I do have thoughts on Fresh Prince.
Okay, so I found this at first. If you read just the title, Fresh Prince of BelAir being rebooted as a drama, you're like, wait, but what? Because we loved it so much as a series, right? As a comedy series with Dr. Phil. Oh God, no, Uncle Phil. And Aunt Viv, and of course Will Smith and Carlton, and everybody. So this happened because there was a video that went viral, and it was a fan movie trailer for Fresh Prince of BelAir, and it was depicted in a very dramatized way. And I watched the whole thing. So maybe I'll let you do a reaction to it.
Okay.
Instead,
I think that's good.
And now I believe Will is working with.
So Will Smith is actually
let me see. Yeah, Will Smith and Morgan Cooper, who was the person that created the whole thing, the fan trailer, is teaming to adopt the dramatic reimagining of the comedy, and they're pitching it, and I believe they're being shopped to Peacock, Netflix, HBO Max. I in a way, I hope it doesn't land on Peacock, just only because we don't have it.
Yeah.
Only because we don't have it, and I really don't want to add another streaming service to our bills. So
this actually changes my opinion a lot on it.
The trailer is good. The trailer is real. I won't spoil anything. If you guys haven't watched it yet, it's the trailer is called BelAir. But if you type in Morgan Cooper on your YouTube search bar, I'm sure you'll find it. It's a long trailer, but it's good. Like I was like, okay, I can, like, now that it's been presented this way, I can kind of see it, and now I'm interested in this way.
Yeah, because my first take on it was it's not gonna work. I mean, because the things that have made us love Fresh Prince of BelAir was Will Smith, was the comedy, it was really cool, and it really hit some heartstrings when they did talk about some serious subjects. But I think that was because of the contrast between the comedy and the drama, and the fact that Will Smith can pull off, he's incredibly talented. Of course, he can pull off just about anything.
Yes.
But I was kind of like, I don't think it's gonna really register with a lot of people. But now that I know that, one, Will Smith is involved, this is based off an idea that a lot of people actually resonated with, and they actually made a kind of a teaser trailer, or what is that called? A fan trailer, or a leaked trailer, kind of like what Deadpool did.
But it's good. Like it's highly produced. Like it just looked really really nice.
Okay. So I'm now a little bit less what are you doing?
Yeah.
To okay, color me, what is that? Tickle me interested, or
color me curious?
Color me curious. Tickle me curious. Sorry.
Okay, and let's see what you guys are saying in the chat about Fresh Prince. Davis says, not keen on a Fresh Prince reboot. The original 90s sitcom was so good, no need for another one. I agree, like it's really really good, and I was kind of like, we don't need this, especially a dramatic take. And then that trailer did change my mind. Let's see what else. Adam says, it looks too dark for its own good. It is pretty dark. And it's also available, the trailer, if you want to see, it's on Will Smith's YouTube channel as well, so if you want to check that. out, it will be there. All right, should we jump into our main topics for today?
Main topics for today.
Okay, so to kick us off, we are talking about. Oh God, let me delete all these. Hold on, we don't need these anymore because I didn't put them up, even though I wanted
banners.
to. Okay. Sorry, you guys. All right, so the first news up, we are going to talk about. Oh boy. Oh, sorry. Okay. Zac Efron. Zac Efron to star in Three Men and a Baby. So this will be a remake of the 1987 movie, and it's intended for Disney Plus, produced by Gordon Gray, who is known for The Rookies and The Way Back with Ben Affleck that came earlier this year, I believe. The original movie starred Tom Selleck, Steve Guttenberg, and Ted Danson as three New York bachelors who find themselves caring for an infant, and of course falling in love with that infant. And this project is going to mark Zac Efron's first return to Disney since High School Musical, and since then he's of course starred in various movies, including but not not listing all, just some of the movies. Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile as Ted Bundy. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to say Ted Danson. I knew it wasn't right. Sorry. The Greatest Showman, and of course he's got his own Netflix documentary, Down to Earth,
which is incredible if you want to check it out.
It's really, really good. It's very lighthearted and educational at the same time. So our question to you is: Are you looking forward to seeing a remake of Three Men and a Baby? And also, who else? Because it's Three Men and a Baby, he's only one of three. Who else would you like to see cast in the film? Dustin, what do you think?
Honestly, I think Three Men and a Baby is. I remember that movie. It was cute. It was funny. You had a great cast of characters on there. So I think that this is a movie that is ripe for a reboot. I think it's a really good. If you really want to make a reboot on this movie, Zac Efron does fit in there. He does kind of fit that bachelor persona, that he can really have that suave and cool kind of persona and kind of a ladies' man. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, we now need to take care of this baby, kind of a thing. So it could work, but the fact that it's going straight to Disney Plus, I think is also a great place to put it. It fits right with Disney Plus's persona. I mean, it still could be. I mean, it all depends on who are the other two actors. Who are they? And how is the chemistry going to work between the three of them?
Yeah.
But I'm interested, and I'm going to be able to see it for free on Disney Plus.
Yeah. I don't think this is the one where we have to pay like PVOD price.
Yes.
For hopefully.
If it was coming out in theaters, I would be a little bit more. I'm not going to spend $20-$30 to go see it.
Yeah.
Disney Plus though.
Yeah. So this sounds like a fun idea, and I know it's kind of like a remake of a remake, because Three Men and a Baby, I believe, was like a remake of a French film.
Yes.
Already, so it's like you remake it, but there's so much time that's passed, and you can always argue like whether or not a film needs or doesn't need a reboot. And for the most part, you can say, like you don't really need
no movie
it.
Really needs.
But sometimes it is nice to kind of present it in a newer, more modern light and kind of create a whole new following an audience for it. And I like Zac Efron a lot, following him from High School Musical to what he does now, and I think he's really evolved a lot as an actor, and I would like to see him kind of take on this role, because I don't think he's done anything. I'm trying to think of roles that he has been in that can kind of be compared similarly to this, and I don't know if I can, but he was really, really great in the Ted Bundy movie. It's a very long title, so I don't want to say it again. It's like he was, because at first I was like, interesting, but then it's like he's creepily good.
Yes,
in it. He captured all the creepiness
Zac Efron really is an excellent actor.
Yeah,
and he can sing, he can dance. He's multi-talented.
He can have a little number like putting the baby to sleep or something like that.
Well, there is that one part where they all go, "Good night, sweetheart." Well, and they all do that, like that a cappella kind of singing to the baby.
There you go, the cast all singers. So that was that
would actually be a nice little twist to kind of turn Three Men into and a Baby into a musical kind of a thing, or put some musical numbers in there that would fit. So I think that's actually kind of cool.
But so cute.
Also, there are some people that have put recommendations into who else should be with him. So I mean, there's tons of choices.
Debbie has a fun idea of pair Zac with Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan and reunite them from that awkward moment which would be, I think that's like a fun dynamic. 3 very different kind of actors, all good actors. Let's see what else. I don't know if there's any other.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling.
But the age difference.
Oh,
do you want to keep them kind of closer to the same age, or do you want to?
You know what? You're
have
right.
Like a variety of area. Yeah.
At that time, it was kind of the same age. So
but I would not mind the Ryans being in it at all.
No, they're both incredible actors.
On the offhand,
they could very much play the Bachelor kind of character too.
On the offhand, think of this, and I know this is about Zac Efron, but you mentioned, and this is from Jack. He mentioned Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling. What if fan casting, okay? Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling, Hugh Jackman.
I was thinking Hugh Jackman too. I think that would be funny to have them.
They have like undeniably great chemistry. Because
maybe Hugh Jackman just to be in there, just so he can be there with Zac Efron too again.
Tortilla Thrillas from Twitch. Thank you for watching from Twitch. Says Michael Sarah would be a good one. Dave Franco is another really good choice. Yeah, there's actually a lot of good choices.
And there's a lot of I would actually like to see a little bit more cultural diversity in there as well. Because before, it was all 3 white guys, and even the leading lady was white. So it would be cool to change it up a bit.
Put in Michael B. Jordan. I'll watch him in anything.
Yeah,
I'll watch him in anything. Oh man, that's awesome. And you guys, before we go on to more topics, make sure if you're watching us live or if you're watching us after the fact, make sure you thumbs up this video, because apparently YouTube likes that. So go ahead, then take a second and hit that thumbs up button. It's just right somewhere down here. Somewhere down there. All right, our next piece of news. All right, this is about Jared Leto to star in a new TRON movie. Oh man, that didn't. I thought I cropped the picture to be bigger. All right, it's okay. So according to The Wrap, filmmaker Garth Davis, who directed Lion, is set to direct Jared Leto in the new TRON movie. And according to The Wrap, this film will not be a direct sequel to either existing TRON movies. And Jared Leto, who has been attached to this apparently since 2017, who also produced this movie alongside Justin Springer and Emma Ludbrooke, I believe is the correct pronunciation. So our question to you is, what do you think of Jared Leto in TRON? And also, do you think Daft Punk will make a return to do the music for this movie? Because that honestly was my favorite part.
I liked the second TRON movie. I actually liked some of the special effects. I like what they did with it. True, there were some parts that kind of let me down. But I think it also might have been the fact that a lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's not that good. It's not that good." And when I finally went in to go see it, I was like, "This is, not that bad," and I enjoyed it.
But that was a direct sequel to the first TRON.
Yes. I honestly do think that it's probably a good idea for them not to make a direct sequel.
Create a new world. Or new characters, whatever.
Play in that world.
Yeah.
Within that storyline, I think is a good thing. I think you don't even need to, what is that called? Access the real world. You can kind of just play.
Be in TRON.
Be inside,
Be inside the program. Be inside TRON.
So I think, and plus this is just a really cool world that really hasn't had much exploration done to it.
Yep.
You really can have, since the program could, work so fast, so quickly, you could have this entire new world. And they had new races. They had that one new race pop up in the second movie. You could start having the program just building all of these different and new races, new worlds, new environments. And I think it would be really cool to just see this world, this universe just explode into something new.
Yes.
So I'm very interested to see where they go and what they do. And Jared Leto is a good actor, even though he's rubbed me the wrong way
in
Suicide Squad, even though he didn't have much to do.
Right. He wasn't really in the movie that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I didn't get to see him in Dallas Buyers Club. No, that was
Matthew McConaughey.
Wait, which one did he win? Now my brain's flip-flopping all over the place. However, I think expanding this universe is a great idea, and I just want to spend some more time in the universe of TRON.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also know that Jared Leto is set to appear in Morbius.
Yes.
So that's
something.
He
looks really good in that too.
Something really to look forward to. I'm trying to think of the movie that. Oh yeah, he was in Dallas Buyers Club.
Okay, cool. And that's what he won for. I was pretty sure he won like best supporting actor in that movie.
I mean, I never thought that he was a bad actor.
Yeah.
I didn't really enjoy his take on the Joker. But that's one movie out of all the movies that he's done.
Yeah.
So, and the Suicide Squad, it like he really wasn't in the movie that much.
Yeah.
I guess. So it's going to be interesting. And I saw that Debbie had put in the chat that he allegedly tweeted out the title of the third movie and then like was like, oh, Billy, I can see the PR team like, what are you doing? No. What are you doing? And really quick to kind of break away from this topic, thank you so much to AMR Nail for your super chat. Woo! Hey guys, they should make a remake of Three Men and a Little Lady.
I loved that movie too. I have to admit that was my guilty pleasure growing up. Cute movie.
Well, if this one's a, they can just
and something
they can now continue on.
Yeah, and something that Three Men and a Little Lady actually did very well was introduce the irregular, the non-nuclear family kind of a thing. The fact that when she went to school and she was drawing a picture of her family, and the teacher comes over and goes, oh, who's this? Oh, this is my biological daddy. This is my non-biological daddy. And this is my other non-biological daddy with my mom. And we all live together. And the teacher was like, okay.
It's like, I shouldn't have asked.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, if you could really build a good story on how, how that's frowned upon in society, but yet it is such an important thing because not every family fits into that nuclear family kind of mold. Yeah. And the fact that back then they did bring up that conversation is really admirable. And to see that, I would love to see them expand on that issue, so many other common issues.
I think before long they'll get to it, especially if they're in talks of Three Men and a Baby. I'm sure that's already it's already kind of like been talked about in meetings.
Yes,
just not announced yet because things are movies aren't deals and announcements. They're not created overnight. It takes sometimes years. And we can take Jared Leto for an example. Apparently, he was like attached to this new TRON movie since 2017. It's 2020. It's been 3 years. So think about that for a second as well. And thank you so much to AMR Nail for your super chat.
Thanks, dude.
And I see a lot of other comments as well about Jared Leto and you guys' thought about Tron. Stardew says, we really need Jeff Bridges and Olivia Wilde back. Jeff would be the key. And I really
did do an amazing job. I love Jeff Bridges and Olivia Wilde.
And it's just like, but how much you would really want to separate from those two movies and create and be a standalone of this movie and how much, and maybe they can cameo in a small way, like maybe in a post credit or a mid credit scene or something like that. Let's see what else. Adam loves all of Tron, so I am down for anything.
And it's just such a cool, it's such a cool world. Yeah. Even if you did or didn't like the second movie, it's just an awesome kind of world to build. Who hasn't pretended that they were on the Tron bikes? And I want to go to Hong Kong so bad and ride.
But aren't they building it here?
Yeah,
not here, but
probably in Florida, or here or Florida. I think would be awesome. Yeah, but between now and then, it's going to take a while to get that ride.
Yeah, I think so too. We'll be patient and we'll wait. Let's go ahead and move on to our next topic, and we're talking about Clone Wars, and we're going to do something a little weird because I couldn't find the right horizontal photo. So we will just hi guys, we'll do it like this. So Clone Wars, there's a new audiobook coming out, and the cast has been revealed. So this is Star Wars: The Clone Wars Stories of Light and Dark audiobook, which will consist of stories of Jedi, Sith, and the Night Sisters. And the book is going to be available on August 25th, but pre-order, I believe, is available now. And before we dive into our thoughts, I'm just going to go ahead and break down the list of stories and actors who are reading them. And you can find this on StarWars.com. So the cast and the stories read are the introduction read by Catherine Tabor. Sharing the Same Face by James Arnold Taylor. Dooku Captured by Corey Burton. Hostage Crisis by Matt Lanter. Pursuit of Peace by Catherine Tabor. I'm going to say it different every time, so I make sure I cover my ground. The Shadow of Umbara by James Arnold Taylor. Bane's Story by Corey Burton. Yes. The Lost Night Sister. I'm very interested in that one by Nika Futterman. Dark Vengeance by Sam Witwer. Almost a Jedi by Olivia Hack. Kenobi's Shadow, read by James Arnold Taylor, and Bug, read by Catherine Taber. And the stories of Light and Dark promise to be a beautiful tribute to the recently completed animated series. And the anthology will collect 11 stories by 11 authors. So what do you guys think of these stories, these titles? What do you guys think of the voice actors? Would you like to have seen any other characters or voice actors featured in this? And I'm just going to throw it out there. Ashley Eckstein.
Yeah.
Ahsoka. Why? Why?
Now that you mentioned it, yeah. Why not one of those about her? Well, you know what? It might actually be is because they plan on doing something bigger for Ashley. Because
let's hope so.
Ahsoka is going to be in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Ahsoka is going to be in so much more. They are expanding her universe. So she's these stories. What?
You said her universe. I just thought it was funny. I know it was unintentional, but
you're right. No, I did not intend for that to be in there. But yeah. But I think they're going, since they're doing a lot of focus on Ahsoka later on.
Yeah.
I think they're now done with telling her story during the Clone Wars. So they're probably going to move away from that. All of these do kind of seem more like stories that they wanted to tell in the Clone Wars, but either didn't get around to, or they just were like, they didn't have the time to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this because this kind of reminds me a little bit of the book World War Z, where they go around and they kind of tell different stories from different points of view.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, this is great. We get to hear more. We get more information about a time of Star Wars that was hugely impactful on the entire saga.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was mentioned within the first 30 minutes of A New Hope. So it's been in the cultural memory banks for a long time.
Yeah.
So there is a plethora of stories that you can tell. Even after all of these stories are told, you can still probably tell more.
Yes.
So I'm excited to hear more stories. True, I wish they would have been put into a different medium.
Instead of an audiobook?
I mean, audiobook is cool.
If you guys,
I would love to have seen it though done into more series and more episodes of the Clone Wars.
Oh, I see. I mean, what's to say that they won't? You know, you can always bring something back.
Nope.
Right? And we got some really fantastic episodes of Clone Wars in season 7. And with audiobooks, especially with Star Wars audiobooks, if you haven't listened to any of the Star Wars audiobooks, you should, because it's like full on with not just the voice actors, but there's sound, there's music, there's effects, and you're getting an entire show for your ears, and it's absolutely fantastic. That's how I kind of absorbed Lost Stars. Yes. And I was just like, this is fantastic.
I love that.
Yes.
And they're probably going to be in that dynamic as well. They're going to be more of a radio drama than they are going to be more than just being like reading a book kind of thing. It's not going to just be it's not going to be just audiobooks. Yes. It's actually going to be more of like a radio drama. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, we're so excited. And we're going to put a quick pause on this topic because I want to get to this super chat. This is a friend of Ricky's. You guys know Ricky, one of our movie bunch. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your super chat. Strong Punjabi, I think. I'm sorry I'm saying it wrong. Hi, I'm a new subscriber from India. Yay! It's always really cool for when I know we have a lot of international viewers like Vanja and Jack, both international viewers. AMR Nails, an international viewer, but it's just like really cool because I don't even know what time it is in India right now. Probably really late, I think, right? Hi, I'm a new subscriber from India and Ricky's friend. Saw your video and awesome it is. Thank you very much. Do you react to Bollywood movie trailers? Yes. We actually did one because Ricky recommended it and suggested it to War. Unfortunately, and War was such an epic trailer. Yeah. Like with like some of the everybody looks like a model. You know, all the action scenes are fantastic. Unfortunately, when we did the reaction to it and we uploaded multiple times to YouTube, it was blocked almost immediately. Like the video hadn't even finished processing. It was like blocked worldwide. So it exists. Because we did it,
and we need to do more of them,
but nobody can see it. So we have plans to do a lot more of these. Ricky actually suggested a bunch of movies for us to do like reactions to as far as trailers go, because I think it'd be fun. The part that really threw kind of a wrench into our schedule is what happened with Falcor, our dog, who recently we had to say goodbye to, and that and even prior to that, just taking, because it wasn't just like, it wasn't a sudden thing, it was something that we had been taking care of for a long time, and it sort of, that took priority over anything else that we had.
Yeah.
I literally,
so we were kind of trying to keep things basic for a while.
Yeah.
Things that we can handle, things that we are familiar with, but we're hoping now that we can kind of split off and start trying to do new and interesting things that are a little bit out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I've seen a couple Bollywood movies, but I have to admit, it's not something that we watch all the time. But they're very impactful because I love just the different style of movie making that Bollywood is.
Yeah.
And it's an experience.
Yes.
So we do want to try to sit down and try to get a couple under our belt and be able to watch some more trailers.
Yeah, absolutely. So plan on that. We don't have a timeline of when we would be doing these, but just know that it is it's something we have talked about for a long time. So we definitely will. And thank you so much for finding our channel. Thank you,
so
Ricky,
much
for recommending our channel to your friends, and hello to everybody watching internationally and from India as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I want to go back to, I'm gonna take this picture away because then I can't sit right.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's probably a good call.
Okay. All right. So real quick, because I was noticing that some of you didn't know any of the names aside from Sam Witwer, who famously voices Maul, Darth Maul, and have also been in various, like, the voices in the Star Wars games. But in case you needed to know, Catherine Tabor, or Tabor, voices Padme Amidala. She basically is like a voice match for Natalie Portman. James Arnold Taylor, man of many, many talents. Also, like, I got to meet him a couple of times. Like, super nice guy, but he is known for voicing, that's not the only character he voices, he does other ones, but Obi-Wan Kenobi is the one that you will hear throughout Clone Wars. Nika Futterman voices Asajj Ventress. Let's see, Matt Lanter, obviously Anakin Skywalker. And I remember I felt bad because the first time I got to interview him, I was looking down my notes and he said something and I somehow hadn't put two and two together. Like, I knew, but I hadn't put two and two together for some reason. And I started to hear him talk. Like, I had to introduce myself too, and he was like, "Hello, I'm Matt." I'm like, "Oh, hello, I'm Wendy. Looking forward to interviewing you about." It was the time traveling show that he's on, and Timeless, I think. And I was looking down to write something, like adding to my notes, and he said something, and I went, "You're Anakin Skywalker," and the whole room went silent. And I was like, "Idiot." And he's like, "Yes." And I was like, "Oh, Sky Guy, okay." Corey Burton, based on the titles, I think it's safe to assume that he voiced Dooku and Cad Bane, assuming. And then Olivia Hack, Almost a Jedi, she voiced a character, I think it was a Thalassian, I think is the right pronunciation for it, in Clone Wars. And the character name was like Clutoni or
now,
something like
that. I'm
that.
actually a little curious on whether or not they meet Cad Bane, the bounty hunter, or if they're talking about Darth Bane.
Katuni is the character that Olivia Hack voiced in Clone Wars. Go ahead, continue.
So I'm also curious on what story they're going to be telling in that story arc.
Yeah.
So 2 completely different stories, but I'm excited to see both of them.
Yay! Super excited. Oh, we're missing some super chats.
Oh.
Did we miss any other ones? Hold on. Let me take a look. Sorry.
But I mean, it's so weird. It's so hard to keep track because they disappear after a while.
Yeah, and it sucks.
And I wish I was like, no, just leave them up there.
Can they just
then
stay?
We can click them off as we go, because we want to make sure that we get, if you guys are super chatting us, we want to reply to all of them.
Yes.
But once we sometimes start going off on a tangent, where
where'd they go? We have another one from Chris Mendez. Thank you so much, Chris, for your contribution. One more for today in tribute to the Robin. Oh, I think he gave us this one earlier. Robin Williams documentary coming out. What are some of your favorite of his films? Mine are Aladdin, Patch Adams, Dead Poet Society, and Mrs. Doubtfire.
No, Mrs. Doubtfire and Aladdin are definitely 100%.
Well, he's not giving us list. This is a nice one because there's no limitation.
Yes.
Not like top 3 or whatever. So we can just list whatever we want, right? Aladdin, Mrs. Doubtfire, definitely. Mrs. Doubtfire. Hook.
Oh yeah, Hook. I thought he did an amazing job on. The one he got an Academy Award for.
We're gonna cheat.
Yeah. Because I mean, that's the thing about Robin Williams, is that he has done every part of that spectrum of acting, from comedy to drama to things that, I mean, to in the middle to everything. So, and he's done so much. I mean, I even liked, I mean, in Night at the Museum, he was really good.
Oh yeah.
But I'm trying, what is it? Even there was something about Bicentennial Man too.
Oh
that where he was the robots.
Yeah.
Overall, I wasn't a big fan of the movie, but there were moments that he did an incredibly good job. Good Will Hunting.
I remember
was excellent.
Oh, that's a great one.
I mean, remember that's when he won the Academy Award for.
And I also remember how creeped out I was by him in 1 Hour Photo. Because that was that was not like a movie that I was expecting. I was like, oh, Robin, like I literally did because it was 2002, so I literally did no research on this movie. I was just like, oh, Robin Williams, one please, and then I sat down, and I watched, and I was like, what? And then also listed on the credit right next to it, Death to Smoochie. Oh my gosh, if you haven't seen it,
that was such a
watch it. Movie. But it's like, I think it's R-rated.
Yeah,
I think it's definitely R-rated.
It's definitely R-rated.
Just know that before you go in. Birdcage is another really fantastic one. Jumanji, of course.
I would have. Oh yeah, no, that was Birdcage.
Oh, and Toys. Toys too. Yeah, that's a good one as well.
I thought Toys was a little weird.
I liked it.
It wasn't one of my favorites. I have to admit. Good Morning Vietnam.
Good Morning
How the
Vietnam.
heck did I forget Good Morning Vietnam?
Because Robin Williams has done so much, it's impossible without looking at his IMDb to be able to remember, of course, everything.
That world famous classic, Popeye.
He was in Popeye, wasn't he?
I mean, yeah, if it wasn't for Robin Williams and how well he could kind of pull off that character, that movie would have never have been made. But yeah, there is just too many to be able to just say like my favorite overall. But I love the man. Yeah. I miss the man. I really wish. I'm really looking at. It's kind of weird. The documentary that's coming out, I think, is going to bring a lot of closure for a lot of people, because it just happened so suddenly, and it was one of those things that was just it just punched you right in the gut when you heard about it. You're like, what? No. So, but I also loved a lot of Robin Williams stand-up, because I remember taking some of the more PG stuff when I was in high school, and for a stand-up comedy routine, for a talent show, I did some of Robin Williams stand-up.
Oh, cute.
So, but yeah, I mean, there's just too many to be able to pick like a certain amount. So thank you for not limiting, pick your favorite 3 kind of a thing, because they would be changing every single day.
It'd be difficult. And also thank you very much to Ginyu for your super chat. Great show. Super chat for the last Robin Williams comment. Thank you, RIP Robin. Yeah, we're looking forward to Robin's Wish. That trailer got me hard. When did we do the reaction to that one? Sunday, right? I think we filmed it all on a Saturday and Sunday.
I think we did.
I remember not being able to hold it together, because combined with that and Falcor's current condition at the time, it was just like too much, and I actually like walked away, and then I had to come back. Had to come back and finish, because I remember finding out about Robin Williams, when he passed, and then we're just both in shock, because this is like, one of the greatest entertainers of all time.
Yeah,
and really from Aladdin to all those movies that we listed just now, and then some, just huge impact on everybody's lives.
I loved, one of the things that I loved that the animators did for Aladdin was to pitch the idea of Robin Williams doing the genie, is that they actually took some of his stand-up and animated the genie doing the stand-up. And I'm like, it's perfect. I don't know how you cannot think Robin Williams would be perfect for this role.
Yeah, I'm so happy he was on board. I'm so happy he was on board.
I do feel a little sad about what the fallout that Disney and Robin Williams had, because of he's like, I don't want I don't want the genie to be, the title is Aladdin. Sell it as Aladdin. Don't be like Robin Williams as the genie.
And then it wasn't the poster like a giant blue genie.
That's exactly what they did,
because he could sell the movie. But see, like that's what's like really cool about Robin is, and they said that in the trailer for the Robin's Wish movie, that documentary that's coming out, is that he was always like really encouraging and try to help other people. And
yes,
like he was very, very selfless.
Yes.
So okay.
Moving on to our next topic.
Our final topic. Oh boy, you guys, are you ready for this? Because we are not, but we're gonna definitely talk about it. So, and this news came this morning. Avatar: The Last Airbender creators Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian, I'm totally gonna mess up his last name, Konitsko, I think, are no longer involved with the planned live-action adaptation of the series at Netflix. And in an open letter on his website early. Wednesday morning, and that was today. DiMartino wrote, "Many of you have been asking for updates about Avatar live action Netflix series." And this is a quote directly from the open letter. "I can finally tell you that I am no longer involved with the project. In June of this year, after 2 years of development work, Brian and I made the difficult decision to leave the production." And DiMartino went on to say that he and Brian first signed on to make the series. Netflix was committed to working with them on their vision for the show, and quote, "Unfortunately, things did not go as we had hoped," he wrote. And also, Brian took to his Instagram to write the fun, and this is not everything that he wrote, so this is just parts of it. The highlights. Quote, "When Netflix brought me on board to run the series alongside Mike 2 years ago, they made a very public promise to support our vision. Unfortunately, there was no follow through on that promise. Though I got to work with some great individuals, both on Netflix's side and our own small development team, the general handling of the project created what I felt was a negative and unsupportive environment. To be clear, this was not a simple matter of us not getting our way. Mike and I are collaborative people. We do not need all of the ideas to come from us, as long as we felt those ideas were in line with the spirit and integrity of Avatar. We would have happily embraced them. However, we ultimately came to the belief that we would not be able to meaningfully guide the direction of the series." And he goes on to say that there was plenty of talented people still working on the series, and perhaps that the team that remains can make something the fans of the original and an entirely new audience can enjoy. So this is, honestly, I'm shocked. I'm
Yeah.
shocked, and I am so sad to hear this news, because
And
we
I
love
am pissed.
we love Avatar.
Yeah.
The Last Airbender. We love Korra. We were so excited for the Shyamalan live action, and like remember having to buy like it was like $20 a ticket because we had to see the 3D one, because
Yep.
all the other ones were sold out. That's how many fans, people dressed up to go and see these movie, like midnight show. Everybody crammed in, and it was just complete letdown. It was terrible.
It was one of those things that you're sitting here at the end of the movie and you're walking out and you're just like, how? How did you take something so great and literally turn it to shit? I mean,
that's your only cuss word for the stream.
My apologies. But I mean, I'm like, how did you do this?
Yeah.
You had great talent helping you with
the
this.
Creators
The creators were involved. I mean, maybe they weren't as involved as they said, or maybe it's a good thing that Netflix is booting them, because they were involved with the Shyamalan one, and look how that one turned out. But I'm still like, come on. I was so excited. I was like, I want to have this this genre, I mean, the live action version of Avatar to be finally to kind of shed the
stigma
of the movie,
the live action, right?
And I'm just like, why?
I just The Last Airbender, the way the series turned out, because at the beginning you're like, oh, kiddie movie, or sorry, kiddie series, right?
Yeah.
Cartoon, but you grow, this series grows on you, and you grow with the characters. They all have arcs. There are some dark moments. It's really, really, really a fantastic series, and you honestly love every single one of these characters. I'm sure you can have your biases and your favorites, right?
Mhm.
But like, you can't look at like Aang and Katara and Sokka and Toph, who is like my bias. She's my favorite. And even to the smallest characters of like the Cabbage Man, everyone loves. They're like, the Cabbage
My
Man
cabbages!
cabbages. Like, they have memes. So it's just really, really sad to know that they've tried working together on this for 2 years just to say, we're sorry, we have to exit over creative differences. Like, that really, really sucks, because I just wanted a good live action adaptation, and I was hopeful. I was really hopeful, and now I am just worry that we're never gonna get it, and maybe then it's a good thing that we're never gonna get it, because then the legacy can just live on in the animation instead.
And now, before, when I was super excited for the live action, now I'm sorry to say my excitement has dwindled a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're going to do with this now. I mean, do you think they're actually going to? This is actually something that I want to ask you guys: is do you?
Sorry, I had to put this up because it made me laugh. Shake my head, just like Dennis's birthday with the Independence Day too. So Dennis, when I worked with him at Collider, he was like so excited to celebrate his birthday. He was like, "Oh, Independence Day is coming out! Great, let's go watch it." I couldn't go. I had to come home and take care of the puppers. So I came home and I was getting just like in the group text, like it was not good. I don't think anybody. I don't think I have the photos anymore because those were like very old texts. But I think like nobody was in the theater even. It was just like he was like, "Oh, this was my birthday." And I'm like, "Sorry, buddy." Everybody was really disappointed in it. And you had a question. I want to put this one up because this is interesting. But did you have a thought?
I wanted to ask, hearing this news, what do you guys think? Are you still excited? I mean, because technically the creators were involved in the movie.
Yeah.
And that didn't turn out well.
Yeah.
Maybe without them, it could grow into something that more people would like. Or is it do you think now that the creators are not involved, is it just gonna be like, you know what? We've lost interest. People are no longer interested in this movie, in this series. So do you think it's even going to get made now?
Yeah. And this is another. So you guys think on that for a second and go ahead and write your question. Sorry, your thoughts in the chat if you're watching us live, or in the comment section below. And a question from No Diggity on his question: if The Last Airbender was made today, would the internet call the haters man babies who shouldn't care about a cartoon? What are your thoughts? Let me think on that for a second. If you have a thought, go ahead.
So if the movie that M. Night Shyamalan did,
oh yeah, can you clarify? No Diggity, do you mean no, he said cartoon, not a cartoon, right? Let's just say if the cartoon was made today with the internet.
Well, that's the thing though. I mean, I think the only people that would say that are people who have not seen the animated series. Because once you watch it, you really find out that this is not just a cartoon series for kids. It does an amazing job on putting in a lot of grown-up issues, a lot of grown-up themes in there, to where you're starting to realize
with loss, acceptance, kind of coming of age,
an incredible burden that is placed on someone who is incredibly young. You know, since he kind of ran away from his responsibilities when he was a kid, which is understandable.
It's like, this is scary. This is too much. I can't.
Yeah. Now that he's run away, he's now caused so much pain, so much, and how much guilt that is placed on him for running away.
Yeah.
So I think the only people that would really consider man babies are people who haven't seen the original content and know what an incredible movie or incredible live action series this could make. And I think it's more along the lines of, it comes more to, I'm just disappointed kind of a vibe to when I really wish it would be better.
I think that the people who want to hate on it, here's my view on anybody who hates anything, any like fandom or whatever, right? You can say I don't like it, and you can say it's not for me. You gave it a try. Let's say you watched 2 to 3 episodes. You gave it a try, and you still at the end of those episodes, you're like, you know what? I really don't like it. And that's legit. You feel what you feel, but to then go on and like really, really hate on something, and being aggressive towards, and this is the main part, I think, to being aggressive to the people who like it, and you're actively looking to kind of troll those people and write like mean comments and name call just because they like something but you don't like it. That's where I draw the line. Like, that's not okay. Like I have friends who absolutely love the last Star Wars movies. The last Star Wars movie. I don't love it that much. I don't love it as much as they do. But I respect that they love it? Yes. Do they respect that I didn't like it? Yes. That's just what it is. Not everybody's opinion is gonna be the same ever for anything. There's I'm trying to think of like a universally loved movie.
Something like Princess Bride.
Yeah, you can still find people that like be like, I don't like it. Fine, you don't like it. I may not understand it, but I'm gonna respect it. But the line is drawn when you start saying you and so is, and then enter like expletives and name calling in there because my opinion differs from yours. It's kind of like, no, if you can't have like a discussion with like some stranger because they're over a movie, over an opinion on a movie, get out of here. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Bottom line, let people
I would just
what
disengage
they like.
immediately.
If you don't like it, that's cool, but don't criticize or don't be a jerk because they don't like what you like kind of thing.
Oh, okay. No, they get clarified and he meant the movie.
Oh,
okay. So, let's go back to this question. Honest question. Let's think about it now in the movie. If the movie was made today with the internet called the haters, man babies who shouldn't care about a cartoon, I think those things would always exist. Yeah. I honestly think the name calling would always exist.
I think a lot of people commented
still did
back then.
Yeah.
So it's, honestly, I think it'll still be around because, the internet is such a nice and polite place that, I think no matter when it came out, as long as the internet's around, you're going to get haters and every side of the coin.
If it was made today, if it was the same product that we got then in place today, I think the name calling would be there, just because I think the series resonated with a lot of people because there's so many different characters that somebody can say, oh, that's a parallel to this time in my life, or I really understand what this character's come from because I've been there in XYZ. So I think there's a lot of attachment to that movie. Like people dress up, just like people dress up to go to Star Wars. There's a whole Star Wars convention. There's Star Wars celebration. You know what I mean? So obviously there's some hardcore Avatar fans. Like we saw people dressed up as the Kyoshi Warriors, which I was like, wow, you guys look so cool. And those costumes were in the trash after the screening of that movie. We saw them just like angrily, like just to kind of protest. Like no. So yeah, I mean, I think regardless of the time, there would be those kind of name calling. Unfortunately,
I think that's something that we do have to get used to. Is that this is I
would just disengage from the haters. I don't respond, and unless I mean, sometimes I do out of anger. I'm just like, why? But most of the time I try to take the high road of like, just like, let me just disengage.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. Let's see what some of you guys are saying before we end the show. Honestly, people would ask to release, and this is from Adam, to release an alternative cut of the film or petition to get it remade. Yeah, I mean, I think it happened back then. It happened now. One of my biggest issues too with the Shyamalan movie was that they changed the pronunciation of the names. Like that was just really weird to me because it wasn't like it was a book thing, right? Like maybe you see things on books and you think it's pronounced a certain way, and then you see it in the movie and then it's pronounced this way. You're like, oh,
no, we heard what the names sound like.
It's there's literally been 3 or 4 seasons. 3 seasons.
3.
Book 3, yeah. Of an existing thing, and then you change it. It's like, what? It's already been I don't know. So yeah, it's what it is. It's what it is. Let's see.
So I mean, that was the one thing about the Netflix series was that, oh great, they're going to be able to redeem the live action genre of Avatar. So but now we just have to wait and see if they're able to pull off a good product without the creators. And honestly, you still can. I think there's a lot of ways that you can interpret a live action Avatar movie.
Yeah,
so absolutely. There's still a part of me that is a little excited.
Have a little bit of hope.
Glimmer of hope.
Yeah, because like it would be really cool to see like all the bending and seeing Aang and like a cool like CGI like Appa.
Yeah.
And Momo. I think that would be really, really cool. So fingers crossed. And if it works, really, really great. Still really sad about the creators leaving the show, and then maybe I don't know, they can give us another version of, because we got Korra from them.
Yeah, true.
There's also Dragon Prince, which is fantastic. So maybe there's and I don't know if this means that they're done with working with Netflix altogether.
Yeah, true.
Maybe it's just like on this specific project. So we will see. You guys, before we end, let's go ahead and go to this super chat from Justin. Thank you so much. Are there any dream casting choices you have for the Avatar Netflix show? I would love if Jessica Henwick played Azula personally. Woo!
That's a good one.
Oh man. I actually would.
I'd have to
Speaking
sit
of
down.
Azula, I would love to see um Anya Taylor-Joy as Azula because I
Ooh.
think she can go dark, and I think she's about that right age.
Mm-hmm.
She can go there. But I would also love to see, and I don't, unfortunately, I don't have all the names here, and I don't want to be keep typing into the thing. But there's a lot of Asian American actors and Asian actors who I would love to see, and whether it's like East Asian, Southeast Asian, like to be like in the series for
Yeah,
sure.
and honestly, one of the things that I just hope they do is get
Louis Tan as Fire Lord Ozai. I'm sorry.
Is hopefully just get the ethnicity right about this. I mean, it was so weird to see two white people.
But then everybody else
everyone
was like,
else was. I'm like, who are these kids' parents? But I mean, there's tons of people out there that could do this. I think you're going to have to do. I think there's
maybe
really
Louis
depends
Tan's
on
a little too
in which directions they go. But there, I'd have to sit down and actually really go and scroll through some names
because I want to be like age appropriate.
Yeah,
I wanted to be because I really I was thinking, oh, Louis Tan, because he like can be like really intense, and he has obviously all the martial arts, skills. And I was thinking, oh, Fire Lord Ozai, but like Ozai was like old.
Yeah,
Ozai was much older than Louis is, so maybe Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen as Fire Lord Ozai. Donnie Yen as Sokka. Donnie Yen as Aang. Donnie Yen as Appa.
All of a sudden, you just have this amazing fight scene with Appa. There's that moment with Appa and Momo when Sokka drank the cactus, the hallucinogenic cactus water.
The wavy arms. Remember the wavy arms in Legend of Korra? Be the lead, Korra. Be the lead.
So many great moments.
Lots of comments about Grace Park to be. Yes, Grace Park would be fantastic. Oh, Andrew says, you want me over with the Anya Taylor-Joy fan casting. Yeah. That would be really, really great. Oh no, Louis Tan. Justin. Sorry, Justin. I agree with Deadpool comments about how no one missed him. Oh yeah, he was in like just a small part of that film. But I think he's going to be in Mortal Kombat.
Ooh.
I don't know what character he's going to play, but I think he's going to be in Mortal Kombat. Oh, that was a fun one. I'm trying to think of, what about Aang? Have to be a kid.
Yeah, because Aang's gonna, and that's the problem too, is that you're, especially when they start off, because they start off pretty young.
What about the kids? What about what about
we're dorks.
This feels like the How You Like That video. Look up at the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Okay, sorry. Yeah. All right, sorry. What about the kids, the younger of the two brothers? Maybe the youngest one who played Evan in Fresh Off the Boat. I just don't know. He would need to go into martial arts training.
Yeah.
In order for that. But let's just say if he had martial arts training, like the age is just about right, I think, because I don't think he's quite too old yet, so there's it's maybe possibility, right?
You never know. And that's the thing, you're going to have to do some digging.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, especially the fact that a lot of these roles are for younger kids. So they're going to have to be relatively new up. And I know I saw that. It was just a blur that went by the door. And I was like,
Navi is the most random dog. And I think she went to get her toy. I think that's what she gets a little restless when we film.
She's like, come on, guys, come and play with me.
Yeah.
What the heck?
This is actually a really, really good discussion. I would love to continue it forward. So I'm actually going to go ahead and add a new channel to our channel. I'm gonna make it a live stream on our Discord, live stream discussions, so we can continue anything that we talk about from our live streams, continue them onto Discord. Thank you so much, Justin. That's a really, really great question, because now I'm thinking about it, like Jessica Henwick as Azula, like ooh. And now all I want to think about is like who can play, like who do I love playing dark characters, because Azula is like, if there was an audiobook for like a canon on Azula, I listen to it. She's
her storyline
so cool.
And she's
cray cray, but she's cool.
Yeah, I think after what is it, the last episode of the Last Airbender, they actually brought out a few comics that talked about Azula and what happened to her, and they tried to bring her back, but she still kind of ended up being like a little mad.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. There's a lot of directions that this can go, and a lot of people that they can cast. So I'm curious on what they do.
And you guys, before we end this chat, we want to encourage you to, if you want to download it, you absolutely do not have to. And this is just a way for all of us to kind of interact with each other outside of the Wednesdays and Saturdays streams, and just kind of to keep that community discussion going that we enjoy so much. Adam says, are we eventually going to do voice / video chat on Discord sometime? I hope so. I got to figure it out. That's not something that I typically have played with, but it's something certainly worth looking forward to as well.
Yeah, both of us are still relatively new to Discord.
Yes, so it'll be a work in progress, but yeah, it's up. And also a final thing from Justin before we end: can Dante Basco get a cameo in the Netflix show? By the way, he is pretty awesome and deserves some more work. And if you guys don't know, Dante was the original voice actor who voiced Zuko, and was also in Hook as Rufio. All right, you guys.
Real quick comment. Jack just asked, is She-Ra good? She-Ra's awesome.
It took us way too long to get into it. Debbie's been recommending it for like months, if not a whole year.
But it's nice that it's now
so good.
Concluded.
Yes.
So you can, and they did an amazing job. Binge it. It's worth watching.
Yeah. It's really, really, really good. And like, I need another season. I just need like a She-Ra 2 or whatever you want to call it.
As soon as we started it, we couldn't stop.
We're like, oh, yeah, we kept on saying like, oh, dang, this is actually really good. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, because apparently that matters to YouTube for some odd reason that I don't understand. But yes, and make sure you are subscribed to our channel. If you haven't, turn on the notification bell. Go ahead and turn that on so you don't miss any new videos from us. And of course, you can join our new Discord. I'll put the link in the community tab, as well as the link is only available for one day. So maybe I'll just like put it on the community tab and as well as on social media if people are on those. Thank you, Sai. Thank you, Sais. Thank you guys for such a great show. We will see you next Saturday. No, sorry. We will see you this Saturday, and it's going to be a fun one because we're going to have a special guest on that episode. So we will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you then. Bye.